Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be sharing my 5 money hot takes or controversial opinions that I actually swear by, and I do live by these every single day. The first hot take is that I don't have savings. Now, let me explain this one a little bit more. I do not have a generic savings account. I don't have a generic savings pot. I don't just save for no reason. Now, I have lots of different things that I'm saving for, and I make sure in my budgeting software, YNAB, that I actually say what each of those pots is for. So I have a car maintenance fund, I have a house deposit fund, I have a clothes sinking fund, a gift sinking fund. I'm saving to pay off different types of debt, so that's my car loan saving fund or my overdraft saving fund. So I make sure that all my savings goals actually have a name and I know what that pot is saving for. And then if I need to take that money and use it elsewhere that's more of a priority, then I can do that as well and know what I'm trading in terms of I'm taking it from this to use it for this because I deem it more important. The same with an emergency fund. I don't have an emergency fund, but what I have done is made sure that I know what kind of events would happen that would warrant an emergency. So a car breakdown or something happening with the house. I also have a month ahead fund, which means that I budget a little bit of my paycheck into the next month so that I can start to get slowly ahead with those bills, and eventually I can be funding my paycheck into 2 months ahead. And then I know that if I have an emergency where I lose my job or I don't have the finances to cover another emergency, I can pull from there and I can use that money to fund whatever that emergency may be. The second one is that I think a credit card is a necessity. Now, I was raised by a mum who is very frugal and she's very good with money, and she always taught me from the beginning that credit cards should be used as a debit card. So you should have a credit card, pay a lot of your expenses with your credit card, sort of the daily spending, and then pay it back either as soon as the bill comes out or at the end of the month, making sure that you are never carrying any credit card debt. I also make sure that I look at different credit cards. Before I got the one that I have now, I looked at what benefits I could get from using a credit card. So the one that I have, I think, is called the Lloyds Ultra credit card, and that means that you use it for a year for daily expenses, and then you get 1% cash back on all of that spending, and it will accrue that cash back, and then at the end of the year it will pay it back to you, and it should be, for me, probably about £150 to £200 depending on how much spending I do before then. Credit cards are also really good at building your credit score. So if you wanted to take out a larger loan or you wanted to get a mortgage for a house, all of that is going to contribute to your credit score so that when the time comes, banks can see that you're reliable, you're trustworthy, that you pay back that money on time. The third hot take is that making unrealistic goals actually makes them a reality. So in YNAB, the way that the budgeting software works, and also what the kind of philosophy is and how they tell you to fund things, is they say you should put your goals into the budgeting software. And whether you use YNAB or a different budgeting tool or device, it's really important to actually put those goals down and how much they cost so that you can see them, you can visualize them, and you can start contributing to them. So for me, I've got small goals, things like a deck chair I really want, a holiday that we want to go in 2 months, all the way up to a new computer, and also a house deposit. Now, some of those things I can't afford to put money into right now, but having them there makes them a reality. I know how much that they're going to cost, and when the time comes that I want to start contributing to them, I can break it down into months so I know how much each month I can contribute so that I get to the goal eventually. I don't think that because you're on either minimum wage or you're just not earning enough to be able to save for a house deposit or a lavish holiday, that you shouldn't have the goal. I think that you should make the goal, and then you can actually work out realistically how long is it going to take, and realistically what can I contribute to it now. And it's really nice to see that amount go up and up. But yeah, I think whether it's a small thing like a deck chair or a holiday or a house, you should put that goal down and actually see it, and then you can start to believe that it will happen and that you can make it happen as well. The fourth one is I force myself to spend fun money. Now, I know a lot of people have problems with not being able to put money aside for future expenses, or sometimes they don't time paychecks well because they really wanted to buy, this exciting new thing or these clothes, or they saw this sale on. But actually for me, I'm the opposite. I tend to want to put all of my money into these long-term goals rather than spend it on things in the moment. And I think, oh no, I can't afford to go to the cinema, but actually I can afford to go to the cinema if I put that money aside for it. And also, I guess personally, I am more introverted, and up until recently I didn't have a car. So actually going out with friends and doing social things or making myself go on these solo dates, I just would think, well, it's too difficult to get public transport, or it's easier to just stay home and do jobs or watch YouTube or watch TV. And I really don't want to do that. I actually want to have a fulfilled life. So this year I am forcing myself not only to spend fun money, but to go and do things. So yeah, I don't have a problem paying my bills on time. I don't have a problem saving for the future. But what I do want to do is actually end my year and think, gosh, I spent all of that money on these lovely experiences. I got these lovely high quality clothes that I wear all the time. I got to go to these restaurants and have this amazing food. I actually want to have a rich and fulfilled life. And obviously, as I start to make some more money, I can put more money towards things like holidays and go to restaurants more often, and go on day trips. But for now, I can set aside a good chunk of money for my fun money and make sure it actually gets spent, and not, oh, I'll just take that social money and I'll put it into this long-term goal. And then you've got half the month where you're thinking, wow, I really just want to go and do something, but I feel like I can't because I don't have the money. So I'm forcing myself to spend fun money. And this kind of leads me into my last hot take, which is that money is meant to be spent. I don't get these people, I guess unless you're saving for a long-term goal, I don't need to save 100k for no reason. If I'm saving 100k, it's going to go towards a house deposit, it's going to go towards a holiday, a new car, a really nice fine dining restaurant experience, or retirement. But I already put money away from my paycheck into retirement, and right now I'm happy to actually see what I'm saving for and give it a name and enjoy my money. I'm not on a great wage at the moment, as you might see in my budgeting videos. It will go up in September when I move on to my official first year of teaching and I'm not training anymore. But I make sure that I split my money into essentials, savings and fun, so that I actually do spend the money. And like I said, for my savings, I do give it a name so that eventually it will get spent. Eventually I will need car repairs. Eventually I will buy a house. Eventually I will buy the clothes. In fact, this month I am going to put my clothes fund towards a nice summer clothes wardrobe update. So the money is going to get spent, but it just depends how long it's going to take for it to get spent. And I think everybody should enjoy the money that they've worked hard for. As long as you're preparing for those emergencies and those future expenses, you should enjoy yourself. So those are my 5 money hot takes. Let me know if you agree or disagree. I really don't mind if you disagree with all of them, but there are things that I've tried and tested. These are the sorts of things that are in my head when I'm thinking about spending my money, when I'm budgeting. I do use the software YNAB. I love it. There's a link in the description if you want to give it a go. You get a free month. Obviously, there's no sort of endorsements, but you do get a free month if you click the link. And then also, if you end up loving it and you want to subscribe, using my link will mean that once you put your card info in, you get another free month, and I also get a free month as well. So that's 2 free months of YNAB, but I think if you do give it a go, you will love it. But if you use any other budgeting software or just a spreadsheet, I mean, that's what I used to do. All of these principles go into that as well. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know any thoughts in the comments below, and I will see you in the next one.